What's up, guys? It's your boy D here, wearing my mask right now, trying to stay safe out there, and I hope everybody else is wearing a mask when you're going in public and, just trying to be social distance and staying safe because this pandemic is still here, so be safe. And you know why I'm wearing also wearing this mask? Because there's somebody else who wears a mask, and that is Spider-Man, Miles Morales. I know that was a corny intro, but, I thought of it beforehand, and I was like, let me try it, and will I leave this in the video? Probably not. Anyway, as you can see by the title, we were reviewing Spider-Man's Miles Morales for the PlayStation 5. And although it does drop on PlayStation 4 as well, this will be a review focused on the PlayStation 5 solely because, man, it is amazing. But I do want to say I did get to play it on the PlayStation 4 and had a blast. It's amazing, so don't fret. If you're not getting a PlayStation 5 soon or at release, you will still be able to upgrade free of charge when you do get the PlayStation 5. So I do have to give a disclaimer letting you guys know that PlayStation sent us this PlayStation 5 free of charge without, I didn't buy it early or anything like that. This was a review unit for a review to give you guys the insight and what it's like to play Miles Morales on the new console, and it's amazing. I can't get enough of it, but just had to make that disclaimer right quick because I don't want to get you in trouble, don't want to get me in trouble, and we're just trying to abide by the rules, So let's jump right into this review, man. All in all, I absolutely loved every second of Miles Morales from start to finish. It truly is something special, and I want to say I'm just grateful that this was a launch title for the PlayStation 5. That's a big deal for me because we've been a big fan of Miles Morales for a while now, and since Into the Spider-Verse, it's been ridiculous. Everybody's been able to see and experience how great this character is, and so for them to take it to another level, for us not to only see him on the big screen, but for us to see him and be able to play as him for a full story, his own story, which is something I would never I knew we were getting it eventually because of the the original Spider-Man game in 2018 was teasing that, gave us his storyline, gave us his origin, but now we're here. I didn't expect it so soon, and damn, it's amazing. I do want to give a reminder that, Sony and PlayStation team let us know in advance, this is not a full 30-40 hour story. This is on the same comparison of Uncharted Lost Legacy, a 10 to 12 hour story, and I feel that this story alone was perfect in the amount of time that I got with it. So I will give some tips and tricks on how to make sure you're going through all the quests and all that once the embargo lifts at a later time, once everybody can play the game. But for now, I will say I absolutely loved every second they did with this story because it felt although I can't get into many story details, it felt like they were really just trying to make sure Miles was coming into his own, and he was really the Spider-Man that he is and that he was destined to be, that hero that he really is trying to become. So this picks up a year later after the events of the first Spider-Man game, and Miles is still trying to get his footing down as Spider-Man. He's got the logistics down, he's got all that down, but he's still trying to get a hang of it. He's just in his freshman year of Spider-Man-hood, so you're not going to be perfect. So it's him just trying to learn all the moves and still not get out of Spider-Man's shadow, but still find his own. So Peter and Mary Jane get sent off to a report in a different country for vacation, and he leaves Miles in charge of the city, and thus putting him on his own journey. Although it is shorter, it really does focus on Miles's character development story arc rather than trying to build the universe more or do anything like that. It's more focused on him as a person and him trying to, like I said, get to that next level. So when we do see him in Spider-Man 2 in the future of the Spider-Man game franchises, he is going to be that dude. He is going to be fire because he went through what he had to go through this story, and it was amazing. So I feel that's the best way I can put it. That being said, I just want to say, I want to talk about the performance and how it just played on the PS5, and man, especially if you want to check out my unboxing video, I'll leave a link in the description below, but playing it on the DualSense controller was something else, man. It felt whenever you're playing video games or anything like that, I feel this term I recently picked up. I feel everybody knows it now, but just the flow state. Usually when I'm playing video games, that's when I'm in one of my flow states. I'm chilling and vibing in the zone, but I'm still chill and focused. And so when I was playing Miles Morales, especially with the PS5 controller, I felt it added another level of immersion. I felt it was easier for me to slip into that flow state where I just got lost in the game, lost in time. Like I said earlier, it's one thing to see Miles on the big screen, but it's another like really play as him and how he moves. A good job of not just making it feel like a reskin of Peter Parker, because it not only does he have his own moves when it comes to web swinging and things like that, he also just feels different, and his mannerisms are different and everything. It is so much detail and care you could tell went into making sure like he felt like his own character, and this story felt like its own story rather than like, you know, just a little DLC or something like that, which I really appreciated. And while we're on the subject of how it just looked, I know there is a lot of controversy and drama around how Peter Parker inevitably looked on the remodel, the reskin for this remastered version and for Miles' game. But I gotta say, like, once I'm actually playing it, and how much, especially in this story itself, how much he's in it, because this is Miles' story, so you're not playing it, Peter, you're not seeing him much at all. I'm not really a spoiler, but once you get to see him, like how he talks and compare it to Miles, it doesn't, like, it feels better than what you how people, I know people have reservations, but in my opinion, the ultimate end result, it works out perfectly, and I'm excited to see how that translates to the remastered version, and know it will take a little bit of getting used to, but I think I'll be fine. I think it'll be fine once people get adequated, especially if they've already played the game but they're approaching it from after playing Miles first and then going into Spider-Man again. I think it should be fine. So give it a chance, wait, and trust me. Although I think I'm pretty decent at video games, I felt like it was so much easier to get combos because you felt one with the character. Like I wasn't even trying to like trace the combos, but sometimes I found myself like, you know, 30, 40, 50 combos in, and I'm not even trying that hard, because although like, and trust me, I played on spectacular mode. You just feel, it just feels easier. You just feel like one with the character, and I think that's pretty cool. So playing the original Spider-Man, loved it. And one thing I will say is like, I think they did a good job of like having a sense of community for Peter Parker. Although he is a bit older, he's still connected with his community for the most part, although he's still dealing with a bunch of things. His main objective, although the main story, the main premise was to set up this new Spider-Man world, his main objective was like actually saving the day, fighting a bunch of we fought 6 different villains, but at the height of it, he fought, spoilers, at the height of it, he fought like 6 different villains. So you put all that together in one story, it's a lot. But so this one is more community driven in the sense of like the community, Harlem itself, everything revolves around the story. Like it feels very small in scale of what we've seen compared to other bigger missions that Spider-Man has faced, and I think that worked out perfectly for this, because although it does on a grand scale of things, there are a big explosion and things like that, you were able to really connect to these characters on a much quicker level because the story felt so personal, and you were able to adjust and adapt, and from the very beginning you got a sense of what Miles' world looked like and how he was. Very well done storytelling, but man, just the fighting itself, I want to come back to the fighting. Fighting is so dope, and the slow-mos, like, you know, and if you played the 2018 version, when you can do the finishers, how the slow-mo and the zoom-ins and all that, I don't know how they killed the game so much harder on this, man. They gave Miles some nice ass combos, and he moves so dope. It is so beautiful to see. It's truly a spectacle, and the suits, and also I was really blown away and especially on the PS5. I was just so blown away at how all the suits translated differently, and how although they looked differently, translated differently, they looked amazing on the ray tracing in this was amazing. Like it looked perfect. Like let's say you get to the Into the Spider-Verse, so you've seen trailers and videos like that. Once you are able to unlock that suit and actually play with it, the detail they put into it, I felt like I was playing Into the Spider-Verse within the game, like in terms of not like not any story things or like that, but I mean like his character. I feel like they just really just plucked his character from the animated movie, and just said throw him into PlayStation 5 and you were able to play as him. Like I don't understand how it got so close to that. And there's other suits in there, and I don't want to spoil anything, but there are other suits in there when you play as them, and it's just like, I don't get how beautiful this looks, and you're still fighting them, and with the dual system controller, like the vibrations and stuff like that, and the touchpad. Oh my god, bruh. I played it on the PS4, I played it on the PlayStation 5 spectacular mode, and I'm currently playing through the New Game Plus, which has a whole nother layer of things to it I'm excited to jump into, and I will have more details on that. And one more thing before I wrap up this video, guys, is I wanted to mention how much I love the music and how they incorporated that within this game. And because hip-hop is infused within Miles' character, from his character arc to just the hero theme music in here in the background. I think they did a very good job of incorporating that into the story, and it didn't feel like Into the Spider-Verse or anything like that. It felt more original to this world and original to this Miles that we're know and love from this game. So I thought they did a good job of really honing into that and bringing that out and helping weave that into the story while also making it feel original. So definitely excited to talk more about that. Everything we've seen about this game, believe all the hype you've seen about the game. If you've seen all the trailers, it lives up to the hype and much more, because it's so good, man. Like, this just makes me more excited to see what the future it holds for this Spider-Man franchise in terms of the video games and what they're going to do with Miles' character next. And I think I'll have some, like I said, I'll have a bunch of other videos coming down the line. We'll have some other Geeks of Color people that have got to play it as well, so you're definitely going to see some more footage here. But I want to say, man, I'm just so blown away, dude. Goddamn, they killed it. They didn't have to kill it as hard as they did, but they did, man. And I hope you guys are excited for it like I am. And bless that. Humble. Why am I humble? I'm just grateful that this is a PS5 title launch. Like, people are going to get to experience people who maybe haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse yet. Like, go see it. It's on Netflix. So there's no excuse, really. But, like, man, we're a whole new generation of consoles, video gaming is going to be introduced through Miles. That's so dope, man. Like, Miles is a new generation game console launch title, bro. Like, that's dope as hell. So thanks for Sony for giving Miles some love. Thank you for sending us a PS5, and we can't wait to give you some more content here at Geeks of Color. But if you enjoyed this review, if you have any questions for me, leave them in the comments below. Make sure to like, subscribe, and make sure to follow us on Twitter at Geeks of Color. And I'll see you here for more content soon. Peace up, A-Town down.